liar. I'll tell you, but what I found out is that most of the information that most people have is erroneous. So hopefully we'll set the record straight. And one of the reasons I've stuck with this for 20 years is because I wanted to get beyond the story. And the story is wonderful, but to me it's the art that matters. And to be an African American, as were all of these artists that later became known as the Highwaymen. In fact, when they were doing their thing, and their tenure was from 1960 to 1980, give or take a couple of years. After 1980, everything, their painting production essentially ceased to next to nothing. So when you think about what they did, which I'll get to in just a minute, they did it at the height of Jim Crow segregation, on the cusp of the civil rights movement. That in itself sounds to be miraculous. And the more you know about this story, the more miraculous it becomes. That's the cover of the first book. Julie had mentioned that I did another book called Extraordinary Interpretations, Florida's Self-Taught Artists, also known as outsider art. Anybody ever hear of the term outsider art? I was writing that book first, and my publisher at the University Press of Florida saw that I was researching the Highwaymen, and she says, why don't you make that a standalone book? This is 24 years ago. And so I spent 3 years, like every Saturday and Sunday in Fort Pierce, Florida. But there's 26 Highwaymen that did their thing, as I said, during that 20-year period. They call them fast paintings. Alfred Hare painted this painting, which is 3 feet by 2 feet, the size of that painting we have over here, in perhaps 15 minutes. And it's oil. All the Highwaymen paintings are done with oil, but it was a methodic thing. You know, Alfred figured, if the green is mixed up, let's paint all the grasses. If the blue's, so it's a very methodic way to paint. However, knowing that, still, no Highwayman painting is like any other Highwayman painting. It's true that there are similar motifs, you know, probably 6 or 7 versions of the landscape, and painted under 6 or 7 conditions of light and weather, but no two are alike. They're not cookie cut. Everyone is done and finished intuitively in the moment. It was all about speed. This is one of the only instances in which speed meant quality. It's also one of the only stories that I'm aware of modern art in which art and commerce were good bedfellows. All the paintings when they were new were about $25 a piece, and just last month at auction in Tampa, or I think like St. Petersburg, 3 Harold Newtons sold for $124,800. They had to be egoless to make these paintings work. It was a job. Harold Newton would rather be fishing. Alfred would rather be playing pool. I don't want to overstate that. I mean, they took pride in their craft and worked very hard to do a good job. Favorite quotes from the first book. Hezekiah Baker, we didn't paint for perfection, we painted for color. Mary Ann Carroll, it was an honest day it's an honest dollar for an honest day's work. And I think 2 of the bottom lines of this whole enterprise. And Mary Ann had to say that because she raised 7 children as a single mother. As I said earlier, there were really 8 painters that were central to the narrative and to the aesthetic. They painted on a material called Upson board, which this painting is on. And Upson board is a compressed cardboard, 1/4 inch thick, used as an interior wall board in construction, although it stopped being allowed to be used by code in the early 80s. But that was their primary surface. It was inexpensive and accessible. And again, they painted the same scenes over and over again, but they'll never be repeated. Never the same exact painting. The Florida equivalent to the Hawaiian Exotica, this is Florida. Look at that, crazy.